Hello, I hope you have been well. Today we are going to tackle the topic of civil marriage in Uganda. In this video, I'm going to give you information that may be helpful if you're considering contracting a civil marriage. My name is Fiona Oritiriza. I am a lawyer and I work with Sasiri and Company Advocates. And here we go. Civil marriage is governed by the Marriage Act, which is Cap 251, and the Registrar General is the gazetted Registrar of Marriages for Kampala, while the Chief Administrative Officers are the gazetted Registrars of Marriages for other districts outside Kampala. Who is eligible, or what is the eligibility criteria when it comes to contracting a civil marriage? First of all, the person should be of 18 years and above. Then they should be single. They should not have any valid subsisting marriage. For example, if you were married under customary laws and maybe you run away from your spouse and you think you're going to come and marry someone under civil law, you'll find that you'll be actually committing an offense called bigamy. Now, if you're widowed or divorced, you're also eligible to now contract a civil marriage. Civil marriages are monogamous in nature. That means that they are exclusive to the two parties who have been married under the civil marriage system. One man, one woman situation. If you feel like you are somewhat polygamous, especially for men, a civil marriage will not serve your purpose because it only allows you to marry one person and one person only. A civil marriage, once you have entered it, only a court order can dissolve such a marriage. Now, what are the requirements to contract a civil marriage? If you pass the first eligibility criteria that I have just mentioned, then all you have to do is that one of the parties from the intending couple will give a notice of marriage, they sign it, and then they lodge it at the Registrar of Marriages. The law requires that this notice of marriage be given in the district where the marriage is supposed to take place. So, for example, if you are going to get married here in Kampala, that means that you will file your notice of marriage at the URSB office. Number two, the intending couple is required to swear affidavits, and in those affidavits, there is particular information they are required to provide. They are single, they've been in the marriage district for a particular number of days as required by the law, and so after the notice of marriage, they need the two affidavits, and then you should also have proof of citizenship either by national ID or by a passport. And this is respect to Ugandans. In another video, we are going to talk about the requirements if the contracting parties, one of them is a foreigner. Then the other thing is that you need two adult witnesses, and they should provide photocopies of their valid national IDs or any valid ID for that matter. Then if you're divorced or widowed, you may be required to produce your absolute decree. This is a divorce absolute decree we are talking about, or a death certificate of your deceased spouse. Sometimes these requirements are not strictly adhered to, but they are requirements under the law. If you go on the website of URSB and you look at the requirements, you will find that some of these are listed. As to whether they are strictly enforced, sometimes is a question that lingers in the minds of many. Now, once you have given your notice of marriage, you will attach you're required to pay fees. You'll do your assessment with URA. Say you want to conduct a marriage, they'll give you a PRN, you pay money, then you attach the evidence of payment, you attach your notice of marriage and all the other documents we've talked about, the affidavits, and then you lodge them at the marriage registry. Now, the notice of marriage will then be published on the notice board of the district registrar of marriage for 21 days. Within these 21 days, this notice is given to the public that A intends to marry B, and if there is anyone who has, for example, an objection to that marriage, then they can lodge a caveat prohibiting the marriage from taking place. One reason why a caveat may be lodged, for example, if you find out that your spouse is trying to, undergo another marriage when you still have a subsisting marriage with them, then you can actually lodge a caveat, and the Registrar of Marriages is mandated to conduct an investigation, or sometimes the matter may be referred to court to be settled. Once there is no objection, then the marriage should take place within 90 days, before the lapse of 90 days, after the 21 days of publishing the notice. Once you do not get married within 90 days, that means that, let's say on the 91st day or on the 92nd day, you're supposed to repeat the whole process afresh, because now your eligibility in terms of procedure will have lapsed. What you have to know is that the Registrar of Marriages conducts marriages between Monday and Friday between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And those are requirements of the law. On that day, when you're designated to be married, or when you're going to have your marriage solemnized, you'll have to appear with the 2 witnesses that we earlier talked about. And then before the Registrar of Marriages, you will be married, and thereafter a marriage certificate shall be issued to you, and that's proof that you're married. I hope that this information has been helpful. Very many people are opting for a civil ceremony because it's cheaper and it's faster, and sometimes not too many people are involved. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that this information in this video has been of benefit to you. Subscribe to our channel, leave a comment. If there is any topic that you would want to see us handle on this channel, please post in the comment. Thank you very much. Once again, see you soon.